what you're listening to. Man, what they talking about? I got my hand up on that knob, trying to figure out. It doesn't matter who's the guest or what's the subject, cause they keep it 100 and them callers love it. The radio show got you tuned in, ready for action like a bad chick texting what's happening. They ain't here giving 5 o'clock news. Our hosts keep it blunt, sharing their point of views. They going in, man, cause they ain't got no filter. Cause they keep it 100, that's why we messing with you. Got you up to date with the latest with music and what's trending, that's basics. On primetime hours, you can never go wrong. In your night music and what's going on in your neck of the woods, like, hey, Al Rogo on today, like, feeling entertained with the radio show. Tuesday, Thursday, taking over, let them know. Let them telephone rings, yeah, I'm on this thing.
So, the executive chef guy, I just gotta say the most interesting part of that interview, my dude just casually brought up how he met the Obamas and all these famous politicians and how he cooked for them. And out of all of our guests, I think that was the most casual flex we've had on the show between here and the aftermath.
Super casual. And like the fact that he breezed over some of the other politicians, it was just like, some senators, I don't know, whoever those other guys were. But I did meet Obama and took a picture with him. And anyway, check out my podcast. Like, wait a minute.
Well, and then he like, maybe I misunderstood it, but he was like, the guy I cook for is next door neighbors with him. So we threw him a house party. So it's one thing to throw Barack Obama a house party, right? But the fact that he pulls up to the party is like, whoa. Yeah. Like, people email him all the time about pulling up to their wedding or to speak at the school or whatever.
So
you invited the man and he pulled up.
So basically Obama gave up time with Bruce Springsteen to go to this guy's house party. That your friend was cooking at. Okay.
So that's a flex. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the guy who he cooks for invited him over and had a welcome to the neighborhood party with the Obamas.
I think that's how I understood it. I'm not 100% sure if I remember it right. I mean, it was only 2 days ago, but I was really more focused on the actual Obama part more so than. Yeah. But it sounded like Obama moved in that neighborhood or somewhere around like where he works, and then somebody else offered to basically have them to cater that party. Welcome to, like I said,
So I missed this subtle flex. I guess when it originally aired, did he at least do a screen share and show the picture with the Obamas?
I had to ask him to send it. He wasn't going. It was just like we asked him the question. M16 asked him the question, and he was like, "This is an interesting story. I met the Obamas," and then like it was almost kind of matter of factly, but we did pull it out of him, and then I was like, "Can you send us that picture?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I could."
Nice.
And I had to remind him because that was an email reminder. It was like, "Hey David, by the way, the whole picture with you with the president and the first lady, you want to send that along so we can toss that in there, Yeah. Because I sent that clip to my mom. She was freaking out. She's like, he really did meet Obama. Like it's a big deal.
You have people excited that met the guy who met the Obama.
Right.
Right. I mean, you're basically royalty at that point.
Yeah. I mean, through the law of transitive properties, I have met Obama.
I mean, a duchess or a duke at best, but royalty.
I just thought that was cool.
So yes, casual flex. I would make that the word of the night, but I'm sure we're gonna come up with something better than casual flex.
We'll just put a pin in it. That's all figurative.
We'll table it.
We will. So if you wonder who the extra voice is, it's Bring a Friend Night on the radio show. And we got our friend Zino from the ZZ Talk podcast hanging out with us because he just wanted to kill his career faster than it started. So here he is. Thanks for coming on with us and hanging out.
Of course. Yeah, anytime.
Way to sell it. Way to sell it, 16. Way to sell it.
Well, I'm just keeping it 100, as the kids say.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I mean, I've been here once on the Aftermath, but to be an actual co-host, I mean, come on. It's a dream come true.
Welcome. Yes, sir.
That's right. So welcome. You're not a visitor. You're at home. You know this.
Yes.
So
thank you.
All right. So Khujeaux, man, I got to ask you a question, man.
Yes, sir.
And all right, we're gonna laugh about this because we always do. So it's two things. First off,
wait a minute.
Okay, so the first thing
I think I know one of the questions, but I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna go with is something we had spoke about before. So we're supposed to Pomp and Circumstance radio show at the movies. So you know this show. Every time we get to doing one of these segments, we got to make sure that certain things have happened, and if everybody watched the, okay. So I'm taking it that Khujeaux didn't watch the movie. He's gone off camera. All right, Easy, if you
wait, you didn't watch it either?
I didn't.
All right, well, I guess it's gonna be a duet of a review. Wait, M16, you watched it, right?
Yeah, I'm usually the one stuck. I mean, listen, if you go back and look in the archives of the movies that we reviewed, I mean, I think I watched them all. Some of them against my greater judgment. He both left the camera. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my other question then. We'll table the at the movie segment for a second here. Okay, and I'll go with my second question that I have for you, Khujeaux.
Yes, sir.
Since we didn't watch the movie, the other one is the Oscars were last night. Did anybody on the show watch the award show last night? Because we.
Oh, come on. Well, I watched partly. I watched some of it.
Okay, so Zino watched some of it as my co-host back away. I didn't watch it either, so I'm in that category too. So, Zino, you are our resident expert when it comes to the Oscars. So it's safe to come back, Khujeaux.
Okay.
We have somebody who's seen it. Zeno's earning his keep here. He actually watched some.
I was about to say this is gonna be the quickest show. Just go ahead and run the end sequence. So get the random.
So I'll do a quick recap of like some of the main things. All right. So first of all, anyone who's watched the Oscars before knows that they usually keep the big awards for like the second and third act, right? So you've got your best actor, best actress, right, best picture, best director. That stuff is usually at the end. They might throw in like best supporting actor and best supporting actress early on. This time they were like, we're just gonna flip the whole script. And since this is a pandemic Oscars, we're gonna just throw things at random places, right? So very early on, we found out that Daniel Kaluuya, the Ugandan Brit, won the Oscar for best supporting actor for Judas and the Black Messiah. On another show that I'm on, ZZ Talk, we talked at length about that movie. Really good movie. Have you guys seen it?
Yes.
No,
yes?
But I need to watch it.
Yeah, you should. Just back the way again.
I'm terrible, man. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
But yeah, he won. He gave a great speech. And, the speech was about, obviously, thanking a lot of people. And he also thanked Chairman Fred Hampton, who the movie's about, for, all he did for like feeding, giving free breakfast to kids, free healthcare, yada, yada, right? Which is in stark contrast to how the Black Panther Party had been framed for so long as this terrorist organization. So it was really good to see that all these years later on this big stage, the Oscars, this guy's good deeds being talked about. So Dan Kaluuya is talking about all that stuff. And
real quick, before you transition from Judas and the Black Messiah, would you, being that you've seen the movie and digested it, you talked about it at length, would you agree with the supporting actor?
Yeah, so being put in that category, you mean, right?
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought Lakeith Stanfield should have been put in the lead actor category. However, he wouldn't have won anyway because that was a very stacked field.
Yeah.
Because the lead is the Judas in the movie, which Lakeith Stanfield plays.
Gotcha.
I forget the character's name, but yeah. And then the Messiah, the Black Messiah, he's there in the movie, but he definitely has less screen time than Lakeith Stanfield's character. So Daniel Kaluuya is doing a speech and saying that we all have work to do, to get to where we need to get to. But he said, I'm going to go back to work on Tuesday because tonight I'm going to get Liddy. And then he said, something about you got to celebrate life. One day, my mother and my father had sex, and now I'm here. And so his mom, who's like, straight up African Ugandan lady, she's like sitting there. She's like, what did he say? And it was hilarious. It was so funny. So that was Daniel Kaluuya's acceptance speech. Best supporting actor. He's there forever now, right, in the pantheon of the greats.
Yep.
And then what else happened? Glenn Close lost for Best Supporting Actress. This is her 8th loss, which now ties Peter O'Toole for the most nominations without ever winning. But
what a list to be on.
Right, no, very dubious list. But she did. There was this skit that they did where Questlove was the DJ, right? So he's like playing a bunch of songs, and is it Lil Ray Howard? That's his name, right? The guy from Get Out, the TSA agent.
Lil Rel, yeah.
Lil Rel, yeah. So he's going to like different actors. They'll play a song, and the question is, was this song nominated for an Oscar? Did it win an Oscar, or was it not even recognized at all? So I think he played one of Prince's songs from Purple Rain. Actually, no, he played Purple Rain. He played Purple Rain. He played another song by Donna Summers, and then the last one was "The Butt" by
that's where that meme came from.
So that's why people were talking about them doing the butt at the Oscar. That's the only part I knew what happened last.
So he went to Glenn Close to ask her, "Do you know this song?" And it's like she was like spouting off facts about it. People say it was pre-scripted, but who cares?
Yeah.
It was funny. So she was spouting enough facts about it, and that it was in Spike Lee's movie, this and that, but it wasn't nominated for the Oscar. And then she started doing the butt.
Yeah.
So that was the whole meme. So she didn't win an Oscar, but she won our hearts. Yeah, that's where it came from. So let's see. The Korean lady, the grandma from the movie Minari, she won Best Supporting Actress.
Okay.
Let's see.
The Asian lady won Best Director. She's the first person of color to ever win.
Khujeaux.
Yeah.
Khujeaux for Nomadland, which is on Hulu. I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's a bit of a drag, but it's probably one of those art films that maybe it deserves it. I don't know. So I'll go check it out on Hulu. So as I was saying, they were moving the things around, and usually you'd have Best Picture be the one to close out the show. However, they had Best Picture as the third to last category, and it was Nomadland that won it. So everyone's like, oh, okay, they're doing Best Picture early because they want to close out on Best Actor. So the second to last was Best Actress, which went to who won Best Actress? It wasn't Viola Davis. It wasn't.
You see, we can't offer Zino no help because we like.
Frances McDormand from Nomadland. Okay. She won it. I think this is like her third Oscar. And then the Best Actor is what they closed it on. So the reason everyone was like, oh, they want to close on Best Actress because that's the one Chadwick Boseman is nominated in. And they're like, okay, they want to give him his posthumous Oscar to close out the show. It's going to be like a heartfelt moment. Anthony Hopkins won the Oscar for Best Actor. And Anthony Hopkins wasn't even there. And Joaquin Phoenix was the one that was like presenting. So it was like, Anthony Hopkins is not here and we accept this on his behalf. And then the Oscars just ended abruptly. And it was like
some Soprano shit.
Yeah, it's like just fade to black. And it was like that was crazy. Oh, one thing I did skip was that Tyler Perry won the humanitarian.
Yeah, we all saw that speech.
The speech was good.
I saw him holding the Oscar, and I was like, "Something's up with this. What did they give him that wasn't
Medea? That's his. He got another award for like humanitarian earlier this year, and had a really.
I think the Golden Globes. I think.
Yeah, I mean he's on a roll with the inspirational speeches, man.
Yeah, but
wasn't that the seat at the table speech?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But the speech he gave on Sunday night was a little polarizing amongst like Black Twitter and other places because it almost sounded like he was absolving like police of like the stuff that's been going on recently. I mean, especially like really recently, right? With like the shootings and stuff. And he was talking about, you know, he specifically said, I'm not going to hate police officers for this and that, which doesn't sound that bad, right? But it's like, you know, we meet in the middle and we say no to hate and yada, yada. But a lot of people are like, but we're talking about us always having to make the concessions, always having to bend backwards and never asking them of that, you know?
Yeah.
So that did, you know, cause some tension on like social media. But all in all, it was a good show. The in memoriam was very clunky because there were parts of the song in the in memoriam that were a little sped up. And when it sped up, the names in the in memoriam were sped up. So it was almost like disrespectful to those names that were shown up at that time. Like,
they speeding it up like Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Like Cicely Tyson was like, they gave it a good bit of time, and then they start speeding through like some other people, and then people are like, come on now, like show them respect. Yeah. So that happened, and
I will say I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get that guy. I'm gonna get that comment or whatever other backlash. But sometime those in memoriam things, you know, I don't need to know that Peter Table, who is a sound man on
you talking about the key grip from, you know, some movie that you've never seen before.
Never say die again.
The sound man passed away, and I'm like, you know, that's sad, but you know,
but the opposition to that is, oh well, you know, we don't want to not acknowledge everybody because everybody, you know, was important.
It should be respectful of all
but to your point,
all the dearly departed.
You know,
but
Johnny that held the light.
The boom mic operator's not doing
Tyson, you know what I mean?
So as a cinephile, sorry, M60, just real quick, as a cinephile, I think it's important to acknowledge that there are a lot of moving parts that make a movie. Like we always see the actors and we think of the directors, but I mean the gaffer, you know, the guy holding the boom mic, all that stuff matters. You know,
it does. So, you know,
Khujeaux Mike do something else.
Held that one. You know, rest in peace. But I feel like, first off, you know, let me just say that's the most thorough recap that we've ever had in the history of this show, I think. Okay, so you're getting a high budget applause right now for that because we've never been that thorough, even if you've seen it. But the other part I wanted to bring up, and we've stumbled upon something here. Zino mentioned it. Everybody's waiting for Chadwick Boseman's crowning moment, and it didn't come. So I guess it asked the question, and we could just all jump in on it, is would we have been okay if they gave Chadwick the posthumous Oscar? We know he's a great actor. We know he's done great things. Would people have been okay with that, with him getting this Oscar as him sort of getting his flowers?
So Chadwick Boseman is one of those rare actors that was not at all polarizing. I think across the board when he died, everyone was sad. No one had a bad word for him. When Kobe died, there were still people who were like, "Oh, but let's bring up that thing," you know. And that was never the case with Chadwick Boseman. I think everyone would have understood why. Think back to like the Grammys when Kendrick lost for Good Kid, Mad City to Macklemore. And then
don't get me started on that, Zino.
Right. So it was like every time Kendrick was nominated afterwards, it was like the Grammys trying to make up for it, right? Awards shows, they do makeup calls all the time. Yeah. I don't think anyone would have minded Chadwick getting this, even though people say that his role in 42 was better and he should have been recognized for that. So I personally don't think people would have minded. And I also really like Anthony Hopkins. So it's nothing against him. It's just like Chadwick is not gonna get another movie. He's dead, right? Like,
I mean,
give it.
So for the record, he doesn't have an Oscar.
No. This is his only nomination. His only nomination.
Well, how many? Okay, I guess we have to find out how many Anthony Hopkins has versus, you know, how many.
This is Anthony Hopkins' second. He's been nominated 6 times.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I would ask the question, does it really matter? Because there's a lot of, like, Glenn Close. She's going to go regardless of, I mean, you know, how many more years she has left, whatever. Hopefully she's around. But if Leo, there's a long list of people who nominated.
Well, I mean, Leo, it was like 20 years before he finally got one.
Yeah.
Because he did get one. I forgot what movie it was.
The Revenant, and that was a makeup call. Because I don't think The Revenant was his best.
Yeah, he was better off getting it for Wolf on Wall Street than The Revenant.
But I feel like he should have got one for the Departed.
For The Departed, that was mine.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's like my all-time favorite movie.
One of the biggest ones is Denzel. He didn't get it from Malcolm X, but makeup call. They gave it to him for Training Day.
But it was a makeup call for Al Pacino, who should have got it for something, and they gave it to him for Son of a Woman. Everybody knows that Denzel Washington was the best actor. He was excellent as Malcolm X. It was a highway robbery.
Yeah. So that's the thing. They do makeup calls all the time. Why not do it here? Give it to him. But I also
what the hell was the makeup call when they missed the pass interference against the Rams? What the fuck was that? I'm not salty though.
I don't know. Sounded a bit like it, but yeah. Now the question that Khujeaux asks is, does it really matter? I guess not. Right. At the end of the day, it's a trophy. It doesn't matter. He did win a SAG award because Black Panther won Best Ensemble Cast. So essentially, every cast member technically won the award for that. So he's won something. But yeah, hey, it is what it is, right?
So, I know I like Chadwick, so I guess I didn't pay a lot of attention to his accolades, but he doesn't have any like hardware.
I think he won a Golden Globe. Did he not win a Golden Globe? He won a Golden Globe, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to Google.
For this movie, yes. For
from Ma Rainey's.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, yes, he did.
Okay, so he did get a Golden Globe.
So is that an indictment like on the?
It's usually a
like the committees.
If the person wins a Golden Globe.
Yeah, if they win the Golden Globe or the SAG Award, that usually is a precursor to the Oscars. Is it an indictment on the committee? I mean, I don't know.
Well, committees.
If you guys remember,
multiple committees.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember the whole Oscars so white thing, where there's so many movies made by people of color, acted in by people of color, that just get overlooked. So many like quality movies, and that's when they decide to diversify the body of people that are actually the voting body, right? Because I'm not gonna seek out a movie like Parasite or Minari myself. Someone is gonna have to alert me to it. And same thing, a white person is not gonna. An older white person is not going to go seek out Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Someone has to alert you to it. So that's why it's important to have diversity of representation in these bodies that acknowledge excellence, right? Otherwise, you're always going to think, well, the only people that can direct movies are Martin Scorsese. When obviously we've seen that Khujeaux, Bong Joon-ho, Alejandro Inarritu, all of these people can direct, but they get overlooked because they're not old white men. So
he does have quite a few accolades. I feel like a lot of these are this year and last year. Like I'm looking at the
Chadwick.
Chadwick. Sorry.
Okay.
As much as we can, validate or trust Wikipedia as a credible source, but
Hey. There will be no Wikipedia slander on this here program.
I use Wikipedia. I'm just saying a lot of people don't.
Look. Hey, I don't care what they think.
Yeah.
Credible source.
Did you donate $5 to Wikipedia to keep it alive?
No, it'll be okay. It'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Along just
They'll be fine. There's a long story about Wikipedia's credibility that I don't know if I have time to get into on tonight's show, but just know that basically me and one of my teachers in high school got into a healthy debate about Wikipedia and its credibility, and I won the battle.
Nice.
How much detention did you get though after you won said battle?
Well, here's the thing. So, she was basically saying, long story short, that hey, we can't use Wikipedia in our final paper. This was like my senior year of high school. Well, I put information from Wikipedia in the paper, And she didn't really like realize it, you know, till like graduation time. So I told her like at the end, like, hey, I just want to let you know, like I showed her the parts that had Wikipedia on there, and she was like, wow, like that's factual information. Like, yeah, you got me on that one. I'm like, see, like, because her thing was like everything on Wikipedia is fake.
Yeah, as long as you can verify the source, because it's
exactly, and they have the citation at the bottom, right? So you just use that in your bibliography.
People can edit it doesn't mean it's trash. Like the chef that met Obama. If he was cool with Obama and he was Obama's executive chef, he's probably a more reliable source about what went on in Obama's White House than somebody that wrote a book about it that had to talk to different sources that might have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just because people edit it doesn't mean trash out there.
I will say, if you're citing a book, that means it's gone through some sort of what's it called? Quality control and fact check. Yeah. Well, maybe not necessarily fact checking, because we've seen some.
I'm about to say,
right-wing books, but it's gone through some quality control.
There's a lot of quotes that come out of books, and then there's controversy right before it releases, and there's a book signing. So
Yeah, I feel like we got off topic. What were we talking about?
Chadwick. We were talking about Chadwick. That's the show. Accolade.
That's the show, though.
We go down tangents, and that becomes the show. But he got quite a few awards. Like I said, a lot.
Image Awards, NAACP,
NAACP,
People's Choice, Critics' Choice, the Dallas Fort Worth Film Festival. Satellite Awards.
But here are the main three, right?
American
and if
Film Festival.
If you don't get these, then people are like, "But did you do anything though?" It's Golden Globes, SAG, and Oscars. But then also the BAFTAs, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Those kind of count too. Did you win the BAFTA for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? Do you see it?
Let's see. B. Nope. Satellite. Let's see. Nope.
Probably gave it to.
Nominated. No, did
nominated.
I don't understand something though. I was in a couple of comment sections where people were talking about the Oscars, and the sentiment that bothers me is that people want to jump right to, well, Chadwick Boseman, he should just get it because he died, and it's the whole narrative of the best guy won and all that, and nobody's questioning Anthony Hopkins' greatness or even the fact that Chadwick Boseman was great. I think people harp too much on people giving folks it's not like they were just giving some random guy. He was a great actor. He probably would have won one, had he not tragically died. He probably was going to get one for some role he did anyway. I don't understand why people have to give that qualifier, was because he died. Like Heath Ledger probably would have won the best supporting actor because he was great at being the Joker. So I don't understand why people always have to take it to it's because he died. I just don't understand that narrative. I don't get it.
I think had Heath Ledger lived, I think he probably would still have won that Oscar for playing the Joker in The Dark Knight.
So M16, now would be a great time to give everybody your thoughts on Biggie.
On Biggie. What's funny? Were you peeping in, because Zino and I were actually talking about Biggie before we started recording.
Oh no!
So which thoughts would you like on Biggie? Would you like the one where I still like some of his songs, or were we talking about where if Hypnotize comes on, I would walk through broken glass and nails to change the channel to not hear that song.
I was actually talking about how you said that it couldn't be great because he only had one album or something to that effect.
Yeah, he only had one living album, and people wanted to brand him as the greatest of all time, and it's really hard to do that where you only got. I mean, yes, he had 2 hit albums that he made while he was alive and everything, but Ready to Die was the one that made him a star, and then. It's like, he's the greatest of all time, but there's no body of work to support that. You got the 2 albums.
I think that's fair.
Stuff that was put together.
That's fair. Chris Rock made the comparison that you can't put Biggie in the GOAT conversation. He's great, but he said that he's the Bo Jackson of rap because he was really great, but we don't know what would have happened had he kept going. And I thought that was a great comparison.
I like that.
Hip hop talk. Let's do it.
But I do want to add something to the Biggie conversation. So Tupac and Biggie, I heard them when I was growing up in Nigeria. Like I was telling M16 earlier, I didn't know the context of any of it because I was just a kid. But I do remember very vividly, especially when I first moved here, Tupac and Biggie were like talked about as like number one and number two, and it would always fluctuate which one was which. And then later on, I found out, oh, Biggie actually only, I think it was from watching the movie Notorious, he only like released one album in his life. Oh, I guess you said two, right? 2 albums in his life. Like the way people will talk about him being the greatest, I assumed he had like years of like music and albums that he released, but no. And so that was a little shocking to me. So yeah, the fact that you say that he can't be the GOAT if he just released one.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it. Like I get it, and I give people the the leeway or the liberty to be able to kind of claim that. Only because when we talk about GOATs in other categories, and I'll use Jimi Hendrix as an example. Died young, didn't really have much of a body of work. Janis Joplin, some of the people that's in the 27 Club. Kurt Cobain, people always talk about, Kurt Cobain. So in other genres, kind of across the board, we afford some extra liberties that we don't, for people, in hip hop. So
I think what makes hip hop so difficult is that it's so opinionated. You know what I'm saying? Like, numbers don't matter as much in music. It's really about how it's perceived and how it's, reviewed. Whereas like in sports, the GOAT talk can kind of be a little bit more structured when you bring in statistics and numbers and things like that. Whereas, the argument could be made that, if Biggie kept living, who's to say he would have kept making great music and stayed consistent? You look at Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne couldn't miss. Now it's like Lil Wayne comes on the radio and nobody's really intrigued by it anymore.
But hold on. Yes, Lil Wayne couldn't miss for a while, and now no one wants to listen. But you have to look at how long he couldn't miss for. Like we can't discount that too.
Absolutely. But that's what I'm saying.
And we do have to afford our rappers the luxury of aging, because you can't age out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you can't stay on the radio until you're 75. You know what I mean? Like at some point,
I'm just saying
there's got to be a sharp decline.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not how the decline happens, it's when it happens, because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you're not going to be relevant anymore.
Khujeaux had a point years ago that was so relevant with me, and it still sticks to this day. And it may have something to do with Biggie too. So I'm giving you your props, Khujeaux. But you was like, you brought this up, and I remember this, and you were like,
never got my flowers.
You was like, if Jay-Z was from Kansas City, would it be the same?
Oh my God!
I was like, oh shit,
bro, that
wait a minute,
is hilarious.
But think about it for a second.
I would die on that hill. I did not coin this phrase. It was Big Crit. It was the first person I heard use it, but it was called the geography lottery. And that happens a lot in hip hop. A geography lottery will change the trajectory of your career. And I think that happened.
Big Crit is a good example of the opposite end of the spectrum.
Exactly. Yep.
If Big Crit was from Atlanta, bruh, a lot of more people would know who Big Crit is and how great he is as an artist. But because he's from Mississippi,
But that's a hell of a point though when you look at it. Like Biggie's from Brooklyn, and so is Jay-Z. They both from Brooklyn. It's like it's the same thing. You can make that argument in sports. Like if Derek Jeter
I was about to say
your
Derek Jeter example was a very good example.
The mythology is not the same.
Right.
So I mean, I wonder how that factors into the fact that it elevates Biggie based on that one where if you're the king of New York, it's like you're the king of hip hop. And he coming from Brooklyn, which is like Brooklyn's in the house.
Mecca.
Everybody says that, but it don't sound the same when you're like, yo, it's Kansas City in the house. It doesn't look the same.
All right, so let me ask this though. So
shout out to everybody from Kansas City.
So let's say Biggie wasn't from New York, but let's say still the East, right? So Charlotte, North Carolina. And do you think Biggie's status would be where it is today if he was from Charlotte, but he still had that major beef with Tupac? The one that was like all over the news all the time. Because I think that probably contributed more to his legend than the New York of it all.
I think Well, I mean, other than the personal stuff that kind of went on, I think it was those two because those were the kings of the coast at that time. You know what I mean? Like it was like you got the best apple. Cause it really was an East Coast, West Coast beef that turned into Tupac versus Biggie because those were the kings of the coast at that time.
Okay.
So if Biggie were from Charlotte, North Carolina, I don't think he would have been as drenched in the beef as he was, because there was a lot of other rappers that was, East Coast. I remember it was an episode of what was that? The Steve Harvey Show, where I think it was like Diddy and Snoop came on and they hugged each other in the midst of this whole, East Coast, West Coast beef. And that was supposed to be like a huge moment or whatever. I mean, those weren't the generals. You know what I mean? Those weren't the colonels. Those weren't the guys in charge to be able to say that the beef is squashed between the two coasts. So if Biggie were from Charlotte, not me. I don't know if M16 or EZ, you guys.
The beef wouldn't have been at that level, basically, if he was from Charlotte.
I don't think he would have been in the conversation of East Coast, West Coast beef.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think Diddy was gonna sign some guy from North Carolina. Like if you was gonna be on Bad Boy at that point in time, you was gonna have to be from New York. Yeah. He wasn't going to North Carolina to go dig up some guy to go, be the next big hip hop star. So maybe geography.
Even though now North Carolina's
role in it,
pumping out rappers like no tomorrow. So
so let's speak on that about North Carolina, right? So obviously J. Cole. Do you think that
the baby from there too?
The baby's from there.
Yeah.
Stunner for Vegas is from there. They got a few.
Do you think J. Cole gets the benefit of like being called what do they call him? Like
conscious?
Yeah, like conscious rap. Thank you. Do you think he gets that title because even though he's from North Carolina, he has more of a New York flow?
Yes. I knew where you were going, and yes, 1,000%.
Okay,
1,000%.
So had he stuck with a North Carolina type of rap, and people won't even think of it. Let's say same lyrics, everything, but he did it North Carolina style. I don't know if he would have been as high as he was. I think if he had a drawl, to your point, if he had a drawl when he rapped, I don't know that he would have been as prolific. I don't think he would be as prolific. I don't think people would hold him as high a regard as they do, because like what me and Easy was just saying, Big Crit I would put him in the top 5 easily of anybody that has come out in the past 15, 20 years.
And there's going to be some pushback, but if you have not listened to Big Crit, don't even enter the debate.
I mean, and I'm talking not like
don't even enter the debate.
Not like you heard one of his songs on the radio, which I would be surprised because I've never heard a Big Crit song on radio, but not, to his credit, what I mean? Like he just never got that, that mainstream kind of thing, which is get the point that we're talking about. But anyway, I think he would be in the same boat with Crit and others of the like.
So I have a family account, Apple Music, and I don't listen to Big Crit that much. My brother loves Big Crit, and he's all over the Apple Music thing on there, and he's always talking about, oh man, you gotta listen to this guy. Yeah, I just never did.
Now I will say, if you're gonna listen, don't do it on Apple Music because they don't have a lot of his earlier stuff. Okay. They have his album. They have his last 2 albums, and they got
a lot of the mainstream stuff. Yeah, they don't have everything though.
Check your Dat Piffs.
They got Cadillac. They got
all that kind of stuff. Albums. Start with Crit was here was kind of his introduction. That was like 2005.
That one's on Apple Music.
Solid. It is okay. Solid mixtape. Then you got Return of Forever. Then you got R4. Then you got. It was one
Cadillactica more. Was somewhere in there.
It was one more before Cadillactica, and that was his first. No, sorry. Live from the Underground was his first album, and it was I think he had 3 or 4 mixtapes before that. Listen to everything up to that point, and if you don't like him, then that's. But man, Return of Forever and his problem for me, and this is just my analysis of Crit's career. His mixtapes rode so much like an album and felt so much like an album that when he finally dropped an album, it wasn't much different from his mixtapes. So it didn't have as much of an impact. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you like to have a mixtape feel so that when you drop an actual major project,
it's elevated.
Exactly. It elevates it. I think he's consistent to a fault is basically what I'm getting at. But anyway, Creed. I like Creed.
Khujeaux, cool. You can't never say that I ain't say nothing nice or positive in front of everybody.
Why did it take so long? Like,
you know.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But there's very few hills I die on, and I would die on that hill.
Wait,
you know, I'm shocked 16 hasn't asked the question.
What's that?
I'm shocked you haven't asked the question.
Oh yes, name 3 Big Crit songs, Khujeaux.
I got you on the top of my dome.
My sub 1, my sub 2, my sub 3, my sub 4, my sub 5. He got it's
look. I got you, Khujeaux. I got 2. I got Big Bank and I got Money on the Floor.
Yeah.
Man, so this is one of the things, don't catch yourself praising the artist too much because that question might come to get you. So tread lightly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for the reminder, Easy.
Those are 5 separate songs.
Man, come on, man. So last time I asked that, when I was talking about, I asked you to name 3 Marky Mark songs, and you start naming off his movie catalog. Get out of here, man. Talking about 4 brothers, his music, and that.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
But first of all, I just named you 4 mixtapes and 2 albums, so that supersedes any music, any individual song I could have named.
Absolutely.
You could have.
Whatever helps.
You could have crammed that.
Helps you sleep tonight.
Oh man. So I guess Mortal Kombat was how this whole show started. So does anybody want to look without spoilers, obviously, for the people that haven't seen it, but let's just do a grade. You know what I mean? Let's grade it.
So first, let me just say that I get a chance to do here it is right on the screen here, radio show at the movies, Pomp and Circumstance here, since Zino and I are the only ones on the panel tonight that actually seen this movie. So this is going to be the spoiler-free version because we don't want to spoil it for Khujeaux and Easy who have not seen the movie yet. So we're going to go spoiler-free and give our grades on it. So I'm going to actually defer to the guest, Zino, and have him go first. So Zino, let's get your grade. We usually do on a scale from 1 to 10 here. 10 being the highest. Floor is yours, sir.
Okay. So grade first, right? And then talk about it afterwards?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But when I do talk about it, I'm going to stick to stuff that is in the trailer. So I'm hoping you guys have at least seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
good.
Wait. So you're good.
Just the first trailer or because I know they released like 2 or 3.
The only one I saw was the first.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, even less spoilery.
Gotcha.
I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah. You wanna score it first and then we talk about it?
No, give your justification for that score.
Okay. All right. I will say I watched it in 2 sittings. The movie's about an hour 50. Actually, no, when you remove credits, like an hour 40. I saw the first hour and then I went out to dinner and I didn't see it again for like another 2 days. And then I finished the first 40 minutes. The first hour kind of gave me a sour taste in my mouth, to be honest. I love Mortal Kombat. I'm a gamer through and through. I've played every single Mortal Kombat game. I know the lore. And I felt that there were parts in this movie where, they were trying to it was definitely like a fan service type of thing. They had a bust of Kodo Khan somewhere. You'd have a statue of Shao Kahn.
Bunch of Easter eggs, stuff like that.
Yeah. They brought in Reiko, a character that hasn't appeared since Mortal Kombat 4 and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. So it's like, these very obscure characters that they put in there to say, hey, we know you're fans, and we love that. So that was good. There were characters in it that I felt were taking themselves way too seriously. Like this was supposed to be some movie this was The Departed, but it wasn't. And what I really liked about the first Mortal Kombat was that it was campy. It was a silly movie, but everyone there was having fun. And throughout the first half of the movie, the only person that seemed to be really having fun is Kano.
Tell that from the trailer. To be perfectly honest, I got that vibe from the trailer. I was like, oh, he's going to be the I would say comic relief, but
yeah, I'd say he's the best character in the movie. Okay. The second half of the movie really it really amped it up for me. That's where the bulk of the fights happen. Again, I'm not going to tell you who does what. There is a character that has become basically godlike in this movie. He's kind of like the Terminator of the movie.
Is it Sub-Zero?
Yeah, it's Sub-Zero. Yeah. I didn't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's Sub-Zero.
I already knew. I'm pretty sure he got the bulk of the budget too, in terms of effects.
He's basically the Terminator in this movie, and I love the scenes with him. I give it a 7.5 because at the end of the day, it's kind of an average movie, but it gets that leg up because it did the fight scenes really well. And unlike the original 95 movie, this one's actually R-rated, so that you do see some fatalities and stuff. So that was good. So that is my short review, spoiler free. 16.
All right, so let me just go ahead and say this to start off right now. This is your warning.
I don't like when he starts
rant
off with
incoming.
I was about to say it feels very much like a rant.
This is your warning that a rant is incoming.
First of all,
it's the dramatic pause.
Go ahead and also frame up. Let our guests know that you watched it the same, because you told me the other day that the first 30 minutes. Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah.
So let me frame this up. So Khujeaux and I did an aftermath this weekend, and we had a brief conversation about it. And I said, well, yeah, I'm already watching it. I'm about 30 minutes in, and I'm like, yes, because the first, I think 9 minutes they uploaded. It's on YouTube right now. So if you want to see like the first opening scene, it's out there on YouTube. I think it's either Mortal Kombat's YouTube page or whoever, like HBO
Warner
Max,
Brothers, maybe.
The first like 9 minutes out there, whatever it is. Yeah. So if it was based on the first 30 minutes, I mean, they had me from jump. I mean, it's in your face. It's violent. It's the Mortal Kombat movie that you thought you wanted. And then it keeps going. And you're saying to yourself, what happened to that vigor? What happened to that? It just like, you're telling me stories. I want fighting. I don't want the narrative. I want the action. And that's where it kind of lost me, where it was like, in context, where it's like, when the fight scenes are going on, you feel like everything's cool. Because who plays Mortal Kombat for the story? Nobody. You want to rip things up.
Wait a minute. And so that's a big part of the game. That's why it's lasted this long. That's why there's a movie about it.
Yeah, but to 16's point, like Mortal Kombat is I'm about to pull up to the crib, to the kickback with Mortal Kombat. Who want this work? And then you have a makeshift tournament with your boys.
It's not in
while
the
you stuffing nachos in your face.
You know, it's like it's Shane's song is the blah blah. Don't nobody care about that shit. You want to rip somebody's.
I really hated Shang Tsung in this movie. I thought it was pretty trash.
Yeah, okay. So let me just say this: it is definitely, in my view, it's an upgrade from the 1995 version and an upgrade from 97's Annihilation. With that being said, that's not very much of a ringing endorsement. So. You've done worse. We've reviewed worse. I would give this movie, I would say I'll give it a 6. It's slightly above average.
I was gonna say, in my head, I was thinking anything you say that's 6 and above, that's pretty okay.
That's solid.
It's a popcorn movie. But I'll just leave it off with this, is that the way it was brought to you and done, it feels like it could be on an upward trend with the sequels that are coming with it. Since they've signed a lot of these actors, it seems like they're on a trajectory where this might be the worst version of this incarnation of the film series. But this one, it ain't the greatest in the world, but you've seen worse. I mean, yeah, a slightly above average movie that you probably only would watch one.
Let me ask you guys a quick question, and this is to everybody. We've kind of touched on this topic a little bit before. Do you think that we audience, critics, everybody would afford movies? I'm sorry, let me rephrase the question. Think we afford series a little bit more luxury to continue than we do movies in terms of how harshly we judge them? Like let's, for example, if this Mortal Kombat were a 6-part series, each episode being an hour, as opposed to one movie being an hour and 40 minutes, you watch episode 1, which is this first movie, and you say, let me watch episode 2 and see if it picks up, and then in episode 2 is better, and you're like, oh my God, this is the best show of all time. I really, you know what I'm saying, I'm all in now, and then you can, you know what I mean?
I think it depends sorry, go ahead, Easy.
all I was gonna say, that's a great point, and I've thought about that too. That people give shows more leeway than they do movies, but let's remember, where do most people watch TV shows? They chilling on the couch. The show might be 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Depending on the hour show, it might go quicker than what you think. Whereas the movies, before COVID, you're planning it out. What time are you going? You're going with some people. It's a thing. It's an event, right? So, if you're somebody like you, Khujeaux, or 16, and you planning it with the family, and y'all paying, almost $100 just to get in, and then, you buying food, and then you doing all this, and the movie's trash, you're gonna feel some type of way about it. You're gonna be salty because you literally planned out a part of your day to watch this movie, whereas the show, depending on what app it's on, if it's Netflix, I'm the guy in the group. My friends will watch the whole damn season before I even get to episode 1. So they're already letting you know, like, hey, look, I watched it. Episode 1, 2, not so great. But man, episode 3, that's when it gets real. So you're like, okay, I got it.
You got to stick with it.
Yeah. But I think with the movie before pre-COVID, it was more of all the shit that went into actually going and watch the movie.
So you're saying post-COVID, now that we all have watched Mortal Kombat in our draws, should we judge it less harshly? And going forward,
I don't know if we judge it less harshly, but like 16 said, if they're making a whole series out of this with other movies, more people are gonna be more likely to give it a chance, because you're literally just gonna do like Zino did, watch an hour, go eat, come back, and then watch the rest. Like, there's more flexibility to it.
So I actually have a different thought of it, right? So yes, I think maybe a decade ago, movies were given less leeway. I'm thinking of like the Chronicles of Narnia, for instance, right? If one or two of the movies don't do so well, they just stop making the rest of the series, even though there are more books to come afterwards. However, I think right now it's harder to keep a TV show alive than a movie series, because also depending on the outlet, right? Because these networks, especially if it's still like on like ABC, CBS, NBC, that kind of thing, they are quick to cancel you if they see that no one is watching, right? There's some really quality shows that got canceled early because of low viewership. It happened to Arrested Development when it was originally running on Fox. It got canceled on, I think, season 3. Whereas a lot of these movie makers feel like we've set aside this budget for this big property, big name property. Why have they made 7 Resident Evil movies, right? Like they're not like lighting up the box office, but the thing is, they're like, hey, there is a market for this anyway, and we can tweak our marketing to get more people in. But TV series, I don't feel like they get that. Yeah.
Do you think TV shows are on a shorter leash because the market is oversaturated? Like everybody and their mama has a TV show.
I think TV shows generally were on a shorter leash because they usually didn't have the backing of like a source material. Like now you have, TV shows based on Marvel products, or TV shows based on books and stuff. But usually you'd have a TV show like The Dome, about a dome that covers a city. Like it's not based on anything, right? So people are like, hey, people are not into this idea, we'll scrap it. Now, TV shows that may not have as much viewership early on, but are based on some, known property, like The Witcher, will get greenlit for a second season even before anyone's watched it. And The Witcher actually on the Netflix on Netflix is really good. You guys should watch it.
It's excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
It's a really good show.
I'll check that out.
So I think TV has a shorter leash now than in the past.
I think it has a shorter leash just because like you can just watch like Netflix. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Apple TV, you got all these other streaming services that are making their own content. And it's like, if you don't catch anybody's eye in season 1, they're gonna cut you like that too. And then the networks have an issue now too, because somebody like me, I'm only watching CBS and Fox on Sundays during the fall.
Yeah.
I
also think it does have a lot to do with like maybe source material, but also I think it's kind of like a culmination. I think it's the source material, the studio, how it's being released, and who's backing it, because they all, before Godzilla and Kong even released, and with Mortal Kombat 2, they already, like I said, they were already greenlit for a sequel. Like they already have the director, they already have, what I'm saying? Like just production hasn't started on it. They already know they're gonna make, a second one. They don't care how well the first one does necessarily. You know what I mean? So I think it's a few different factors.
You know what? I think part of that, like putting out a release saying that, oh, there's a sequel coming, kind of actually drives people to watch the first one, because they're like, okay, this is part of a larger story. It's like the MCU effect, like you I gotta watch this movie to know how this next movie
how this goes.
Now to that point, that I could see that happening with, now it wouldn't be as big as it could be pretty big. I could see that happening with Mortal Kombat. Because
nothing's as big as the MCU.
No. But I'm just saying, as many movies as MCU, obviously not, because they don't have as many characters.
It could be Fast and Furious, if you will. It could get up to 9 movies. They could have plenty of other extra content tied with.
They could have a good 10 movies, because I could see a series just based on, or let me not say a series, a movie based on Goro, his backstory. You know what I mean? His people, where he, like everybody, the Shadow Realm and Shao Kahn and how. I can see a lot of different characters.
They could do a movie just about the Tarkatans, which are the Baraka's people. Yeah, and so see how that happens. They're
gonna find a way to spin it off and make some ends. I mean, we out here, look at the MCU. I know it's great, but they have at the bottom like a Black Widow. Come see it. It's like, okay, didn't know I wanted to see it, but okay, it's Marvel. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. One last thing on Mortal Kombat. They introduced this original character named Cole Young, I think. Why? I don't know why he's there. He seems kind of like a waste of space, but hey, maybe he'll show up in a future game or something. I don't know.
What was Liu Kang's brother name in the first one?
Shin. Show, you mean the one that died like right at the beginning, right? Yeah. Show. Okay. I don't know.
I didn't know if there was maybe a callback to that or something, but it wasn't Cole.
So no. It's not that guy. No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Mortal Kombat.
All right. So that concludes the famed radio show at the movie segment, where only half the people on the show watch the movie. It's the quality you can expect from TRS, baby.
M16, didn't you give the first Captain America and the first Thor 5 or 5.5?
What?
Yeah, I didn't love the first Captain America.
Yeah, that's why I said made my comment earlier. If you give something a 6 or above, then I know it's probably
I was about
decent.
to say, if we do a bell chart of 16 movie reviews, the curve is going to be around 4 to 6. I will say probably 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
That's where he usually is. That's the sweet spot.
But I gave a glowing review. Yeah, I gave a glowing review to the Old Guard. I think that was an 8.5 for the Old Guard. We'd have to go through the archive. I mean, I'm not the most harsh critic on here. Khujeaux has unleashed on a few movies himself here in the past.
But yeah.
Is the Old Guard the one with Charlize Theron?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't watch it, so I don't remember.
It's a very good movie. Everybody who saw it on here, we gave it a pretty good endorsement. Khujeaux, I don't know if you was on that show. You might have missed that one, but everybody who was on the panel that night, we all gave it an endorsement. Like, hey, this is one you should go ahead and give a watch to. So you should check that out.
Which incarnation was this?
This was. I mean, you were on that show.
Yeah, Old Guard only came out like 2019, maybe early 2020.
No, it was last year. It was around April last year.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron, did she get her flowers? I feel like she's been in a lot of good stuff in terms of.
Yes, she did. Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. She had to get ugly to win it.
Yeah,
Right.
the Netflix movie. Yeah. You're right.
She's pretty good, man.
Yeah. I really liked her in Mad Max Fury Road.
I did not see that one.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Whoa! You need to go watch that.
I do.
It's a good one.
I do.
A good one.
Very good. And this has come from somebody that had no idea anything about Mad Max before I watched that movie.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I got you. Short and sweet. Pun intended. Skittles gummies. So everybody's familiar with Skittles. It's the shakeable, poppable candy snack that everybody loves. Taste the rainbow. Pretty much a sexual double entendre.
16.
For
put an
that,
image of a goat right here.
Yeah,
just put an image of a goat. That's what it is.
Okay, the goat.
Skittles is.
It's the goat. Oh yeah, a lot of people hold Skittles in high regard. The gummies, not unlike the original hard shell candies, mixed bag of flavors. Only difference is it's gummies. Spirit of transparency, am not huge on fruit flavored candies. I much rather prefer fruit, but I kind of like some in small doses, and Skittles is one of them. But these gummies surprisingly reminded me a lot of the original Skittles, except for the texture. Same flavors are there. Same, that you would get from that original bag of Skittles, the original red, yellow, orange, not the tropical, not the sour, none of the extras, which I can only imagine what they would do with sour gummy Skittles. That shit would just be amazing. Anyway, so I'm plugging y'all to Skittles gummies. Go check them out. It's Skittles. They really couldn't miss. At worst, it'll be decent. I'll say that.
Did you get it at like a specific store or like the gas station near you?
I just got it at Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah, just at Walmart. I think Kroger and Walmart were the only two places I seen it. I didn't see it at Publix.
Okay.
What flavor did you have, Khujeaux? Did they have the different bags like they have the other ones?
So far, it's just the original. It's just the original Skittles gummies.
Well, I'll try that one.
I didn't see any other bags. Not to say that they don't have any. I haven't really researched them since I tried them. But yeah, it's just the original.
Skittles gummies. I don't remember the last time I had Skittles.
Yeah, same. And I saw the gummies, they were new, so I figured I'd try it. And yeah, the flavor, like I said, with it being a mixed bag and you can, taste them individually or you can just pop them all in your mouth and just eat it or whatever. Reminded me a lot of Skittles. Only difference is the texture. And that was one, I tried it with somebody else. Their critique was they don't like that texture of gummy. Because if you know gummy snacks, there's a lot of different textures that a gummy can have. You know what I mean? It can be rubbery gummy, it could be soft gummy, somewhere in the middle, just depending on the, how they do the ingredients and some use tapioca, some use pork and all, or whatever.
More Lifesavers gummies or more like the Sour Punch Sour Straw gummy?
Nah, definitely not Sour Punch.
That's a good one.
Nah, definitely not Sour Punch.
Orange slices?
Maybe Lifesavers. Maybe Lifesavers. Not Welch's. It's definitely not the Welch's like fruit snack gummies. It's not that. Little more rubbery than Lifesavers. But
are they in the same shape as regular Skittles, so like small and round?
No,
or is it like gummy bear?
No, they're bigger. They're probably about quarter size. Okay. A little bit smaller than a quarter. But yeah. Yes. There's Lifesavers gummies, but maybe a little bit chewier, I guess, rubberier. That makes sense. I think
chewier is the better phrase.
Yeah.
Because not chewy and like the soft. It takes. I feel like a Lifesaver gummy would be easier to break the skin on it. You know what I mean? Than these Skittles gummies. So that's what I was trying to get to.
Dope.
Yep.
Plug.
Yeah. Khujeaux with the snack plug. Always coming through with something innovative all the time.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But we got easy. We arguing. We got to argue about something good this week. We got a guest.
Yeah, yes, we do. Let me take a gander through the folder that is One Gotta Go.
We whipped the ass of that other one, man. We ain't had nothing left. We used that up. The little database, we killed it.
Oh yeah,
nothing left.
Yeah, dude, it goes quick.
What's funny? I think the last 3, if I remember right, it was pretty unanimous. Like I think maybe
we need some beef here. We need a good old argument.
We need something polarizing.
All right, y'all. So we got 4 types of fries. Might have to reference back to the folder, but we got 4 types. One gotta go. So we got just a regular cut fry. We got crinkle cut. We got steak fries. We got curly fries. And then we have waffle fries. So it's 5 of them.
All right. Now, when you say regular cut, you mean the
like McDonald's,
or you mean shoestring?
Burger King type cut.
All right, so that's shoestring.
Okay, shoestring.
Got it.
All right.
Okay, I didn't know that had a term. I call them regular.
So explain the crinkle cut.
Crinkle cut would be like
Zaxby's,
Shake Shack, Zaxby's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
then obviously
Idahoan. Is that the one? Orida or is it?
Yeah.
Orida.
Yeah.
Orida.
Oregon, Idaho.
You had some 16?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I got these. So we got crinkle, shoestring.
I knew which one was leaving before he even started the list.
Yeah. See that? Crinkle.
I'm just trying to make sure I got them all so I can try to figure.
Oh no, you good.
Shoestring. Okay, curly,
shoestring,
waffle,
crinkle,
steak,
waffle, steak.
So
make sure you got 5.
Yeah, crinkle, shoestring, curly, waffle, and steak. All great.
Okay.
Easy.
So let me just say off the rip, curly fries are staying. They're not going anywhere. They're great. There's not a bad version of them. So yeah, they're staying. Steak fries can definitely get the fuck out. And there you have it. One of you may proceed.
I agree. Steak fries. Forgot. Like I said, I knew that was gonna be on the list. Before he even started, when he said let's types of fries, I'm like, get steak fries the fuck out of here. I don't even care what else.
But here's the thing. That's what makes this segment so great. Is that I know some people that love steak fries, man. Love the shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Steak fries can
go. There you go.
I will say,
here we go.
though they are not on the list, sweet potato fries are the GOAT.
I agree. I like sweet potato fries.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're the GOAT, but they're definitely great.
So my feeling on steak fries, like just think about it. You go to a gourmet burger place, right? You've got your blue cheese inside your burger, you got mushrooms on it, and then you got these like huge steak fries that you're like, I could either pick it up like with 2 fingers wide like this and dip it in aioli and like bite only half of it because it's that huge while biting the burger. Or I can use
that's my problem with it.
That's
my problem with them.
If you clean.
I look at it like this: if you eating steak fries, you might as well just have a baked potato.
Potato skins.
A baked potato that you then drop in the deep fryer.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like steak fries. Crinkle cut, that's what's leaving. Because waffle fries, Chick-fil-A.
Number 2 for sure. I agree with that.
So crinkle cut is that's got to go. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot the name of the segment.
Oh, you can say you can get the fuck out too. It's okay.
One or the other.
It can leave.
There's no bleeper.
It can get deported.
I was like, there's no wrong way to kick somebody out of your house. So
yes.
Well, goddamn, man, I like all these. All 5 of these, I like them all.
I will say I would eat steak fries. I'm not gonna not eat them, but they are last.
If you've had a fat burger before and you've had the fat fries, they're good. I don't know if you had fat burger while
I've had fat burger. I always went for the skinny fries.
Okay, yeah, I always had the fat fries there. All right, so I'm looking at these crinkle, shoestring, curly, waffle, and steak. So the qualifier with curly fries is that I only like them from one place, and that's from Arby's. I don't know if there's any other place that have them. I think what's that place that has them in the mall? Great Wraps has a curly fry.
Look, there's no other place that has them. You can buy the Kroger brand. you can buy the brand y'all said that makes the cream cut fries. Them shit slap no matter where you get it from.
Everywhere.
They're great.
Yeah, but I like steak fries. So it would have been out of between curly and waffle. So in this case, with the only place that you could go here with is anger Khujeaux, is that I am going to cut loose.
I knew it. I knew he was going to say
I knew it too.
I'm gonna cut loose. Let's see. I like them all. That's the thing. I like them all. But if I'm saying which ones you said in front of me, yeah, I'm gonna cut loose the curly fries, man.
Okay. I thought you were going waffle, but
no,
I'm not
cut loose the curly.
either.
Okay.
No, waffle fries are good.
I guess that's fine.
So yeah, so the curly would be the one that has to go for me.
First of all, he narrowed it down to possibly the two greatest on the list. Like,
yeah, I think that would have been probably if we did a poll, the consensus 1-2.
No, crinkle fries are the greatest on the list, but that's a debate that can go on and on.
Absolutely not. Here's how I looked at it. The curly fries, you can cook them soft, or you can cook them to where they're like have a harder texture, and they're still good. That's how I look at the fries, because some of these fries on this list, if you cook them a certain way, they're trash. Yeah. Waffle fries, if you cook them shits to a crisp, they're trash. You have to make them somewhat soft.
I was gonna say the opposite. But I was softer waffle fries are terrible. Like where they just like
not kind of midway.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Not absolutely soft.
Yeah.
So there's certain ways, but yeah, curly fries, it's like a chicken thigh. You can cook that shit for however long. It's gonna be good. You can
kill it. It's still gonna be good.
There's a rumor going out there the best way to eat a chicken thigh is to throw that shit right in the trash, but you didn't hear that from me.
Says the guy who likes his dry breasts.
Okay, so first off, it's not. Again, I'm begging you. I need an example on where you got a dry chicken breast from that was fried from somewhere.
Bro, a breast is naturally dry. Like, what are you talking about?
It is the driest piece of meat on the chicken.
Look. If you have a juicy chicken breast, and I'm talking about on the bone, that shit ain't cooked all the way, bro. Like you gonna taste some blood somewhere, dog.
This debate ain't never gonna end. No, it's not. That part of it never will. We ain't never gonna see eye to eye.
I would die on this hill. The juiciest breast.
So the chicken breast is from Kansas City. The chicken breast is from Kansas City.
The juiciest breast.
You get out of here.
Still drier than the driest thigh.
You get out of here, but I will say this. For the test of time, Easy and I are tag team partners of the world when it comes to getting a bite of chicken. We never fight. Yeah. We've never fought.
We're straight.
It's all good.
Yeah. Man, we get that 12 piece from Bojangles, bro. There's no argument.
There's no fight.
Yeah. I get my thigh that 16 tried to throw into the trash. I catch it like this on the way,
out.
And I grab my leg and gets the breast and the wings, and it's cool.
Never so you just straight white meat then?
Yeah, I mean, now don't get me wrong. I will eat a leg or thigh. If that's what's left, but it ain't my first.
I got you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't discriminate. If it's there.
I've literally never thought about it. I just eat whatever piece is there.
Is it chicken? That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, slight judgment there from Zino. Zino's now like, wait, hold on.
Like, hold on now. Wait a minute now.
We're different pieces. So
yeah, he's like, hold on now. Is it cooked? Is it fried? Put it on my plate.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, just hold the bird by the leg, dip it in the deep fryer, pull it out. That man will eat it. That's it.
Yeah.
Easy with another great one. Got to go.
I feel like we should do another one just cause we got a guest.
All right, let's do it. Why the hell not? All right, we did food, so let's not do food again.
I mean, we do a good time. That's the only reason I threw that out there.
Yep.
Do y'all want to do singers?
Sure.
Is it male and female or just male?
It's female.
Okay, I'm with that.
They got 4 of them.
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Let's.
Are they different eras? Same era? Kind of.
2 of them are like.
That's fine. Let's
late 80s, early 90s, and then the other ones are more.
Let's roll with it. We're supposed to be a music show anyway, so.
I know, right?
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. All right. So we got 4 lady singers. The options are Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Rihanna, and Beyonce. One of them gotta go. Off the rip, Rihanna staying. She ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
Ain't going nowhere. Rihanna staying.
Give me the list one more time.
Right. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Rihanna, and Beyonce.
Okay.
I'm gonna say any answer is gonna be triggering.
I'll go.
We'll just say that. But
yes,
take it away.
Mariah Carey.
Zino.
Yeah, Mariah Carey. I like Mariah Carey. You know, I like all 4 of them. But that's the one that's got to go.
Mariah Carey got a lot of hits that came out when I was in middle school, so it's tough for me to let it go.
I'm just thinking of like my most iconic from each one, and I'm like, I want to keep this.
I'm not gonna let you leave out there to tread by yourself. I'm gonna jump on as well and say Mariah Carey because, like I said, great. I mean, iconic. Can't take anything away from her. Can't say anything bad about her except that I listen to her way less than I listen to the others.
Exactly.
I think maybe We Belong Together and maybe the song with ODB. That's probably where the list ends, man. I mean, not saying she doesn't have any other good songs, but songs that I'm gonna play or allow to play while they, you know what I'm saying, while I'm listening in the car or whatever. Anything else, I'm switch. But yeah, she has a lot less songs that I would listen to. So Mariah Carey.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to make this unanimous. It is Mariah Carey, but not for the reasons that you two gentlemen said. Because if she can go and if she can take that godforsaken Christmas album with her and get her the hell out of here, where I don't have to hear Jingle Bell Rock for the rest of my entire life. You get her out of here, get her out of here, get her out of here.
Jingle Bell Rock.
Yes, Mariah Carey and that damn Christmas album.
All I Want for Christmas, right?
Yeah, All I Want for Christmas. Man.
Whatever.
Well, look,
doesn't matter. That's probably on there too.
He hates it so much.
Get him out of here.
He literally slandered the greatest Christmas song of all time in the process.
Just get it.
She didn't even sing it, but
and I'm all into the Christmas spirit, but that thing got to go, man. You can't, man. Halloween don't even be over yet, and it's already just on your back. Like, oh, it's time to put up the Mariah Carey Christmas album. Get it the hell out of here. Get it out of here. And I'm probably gonna trigger some dude on the internet. I don't care. Come get it. Get it out of here.
Now that you mentioned that, I would miss that song if I got rid of Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas. It's a great song. But see, look,
I mean, it is a great song, but I wouldn't miss it. I would be okay.
Yeah. Now I will say Beyonce ain't got no Christmas song. That one from Destiny's Child, or 12 Days of My Baby, or what?
Yeah, let's not bring that up.
Let's
not do that.
Yeah,
let's not do that.
It didn't age well. I say that. It sounds very much like early 2000s music.
Yeah, I was about to say it screams early 2000s.
It does.
Like it doesn't need an explanation.
Like it sounds.
And then that like that Proud Family beat, like that shit was like oversaturated like a motherfucker.
Yes.
You know what? Oversaturated word of the week. Oversaturated.
There it is right there.
There it
on
is.
The screen. All right, you got the definition all in the sentence. Oversaturated. You're welcome. And Easy, you're correct. Rihanna's staying for several reasons. Music aside.
She's not going anywhere.
Oh, well, Easy, who did you say had to go? You can get yours.
I did not say Mariah Carey, so it's not unanimous. For me, I love Whitney Houston, but I don't listen to her like I do the other three, so she got to go. Again, I don't think she's trash. This ain't a rant about Whitney Houston. I just listen to the other artists more.
That's tough, though.
That is tough.
Did we
she's
talk
like
about
one of the
that on this show? About the I'm Your Baby Tonight? Did I put that on this show? No?
No, I think we were talking about that in the chat where it was like, you can't say it, Khujeaux, because you can't unhear it afterwards.
All right, look.
Zino, you probably had your life change if you hadn't hit this one yet.
Get ready. All right. So, any fan of the old X-Men animated, the 90s animated series.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
With the best, possibly top two greatest theme songs of all time with no lyrics. Like it's, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Go listen to it if you're not familiar, or just go enjoy if you are familiar with it. 90s X-Men animated theme song. And then Whitney Houston, I'm Your Baby Tonight. You're welcome.
Okay. I'll go listen to that.
You can't unhear it. Once you hear it, you're not gonna be able to unhear it. Cause now every time I listen to I'm Your Baby Tonight, first I see the X-Wing jet just
yeah, you see Cyclops going across the screen.
Wolverine claws.
Right.
I'm gonna mute so that we don't get copyright stricken.
All right.
Yeah. Cause that.
Zeno said he's got to listen to it on the
Zeno's face with this
yeah, with the realization, the eureka moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I hear it. Oh wow. So yeah, it's not the is that part. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay.
So I was like, they'll never notice.
Damn.
And Whitney Houston came out first.
Oh, hers came out first? Oh, okay. All right, Marvel, I see.
You're right. Somebody back at Marvel was a Whitney Houston fan.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't know. They said that nobody would notice. Khujeaux noticed.
Right. Yeah. But okay, so we got 3 Mariahs and 1 Whitney. Which I was actually really surprised that nobody picked one of the newer artists. People typically go for nostalgia. And, this is from my childhood. So I got it.
Well, I mean, we talked about this earlier about how artists stay out for too long and then they just not relevant anymore, and they just Rihanna. I don't know if she can still make great music, but she never really had like a downfall. She just decided, hey, I'm really great at this singing thing, but I'm making $1 bajillion off of this lingerie line, so I'm gonna just focus on that.
Right.
And there it is.
I think she had like a year. I want to say it's like 2009 that she could not miss. It was like 5 or 6 hits on that. It was amazing. No, Rihanna is definitely.
Yeah. You talking about that Good Girl Gone Bad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
no doubt about it.
Yeah. She's staying.
That was Pixie Cut era, wasn't it? With the short hair, was that Pixie Cut era, Rihanna?
I don't think so. No, I don't believe so. No.
Oh, you did say 2009. Pixie Cut was earlier.
Yeah, that was pre.
That's like 07. That's like
Chris Brown incident.
07, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pre Chris Brown drama.
Yeah.
Which
is sad we have a timestamp on that, but yeah.
Right.
It is, which is a long time ago. All right, so
a long ass time ago.
Somebody want to explain random to Zeno?
I'll take it. So random. Let me say this: the intention of random is for you to just say a random statement that'll either make us laugh or make us like, oh wow, damn, I ain't never thought about that. Sometimes it turns into a rant. So just depending on one of the host moods, it could be a random statement or thought, or it could be a rant. So it just depends on what's triggering them. Yeah. So
it literally is a random thought that you have, just random.
Yep. So Khujeaux had a great one-liner one time, and I'm trying to recall it. But you had brought something up, and everybody's like, "Whoa, yeah, I never thought about that." Blah blah blah. So just a random thought, first thing comes to your mind, type deal. You don't have to go first, Zeno, but
yeah,
we just want to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go first because I can't think of anything right now.
I have that's random thoughts. Sometimes.
So M16, kick us off, man. You I feel like you got one in the chamber.
Well, it seems like on the show I'm the resident guy who is about to rant on stuff. So why disappoint? Because of course I've got something in the chamber that it kind of been on my mind, and it's something that's simple that we all have had a dealing with. And that's when you're in your car and you roll through a drive-through and you're getting your food or whatever, and they hand you your drink. And the problem with them handing you your drink is that they put it down on that little automated little Coke freestyle machine, and that thing spills over onto the cup. And usually what happens is that person will grab that thing off of there and just hand it right to you. So to you people, you're not going to wipe it off. Like, you're not going to take a napkin and get the excess off the side of it. You just want me to sit it in my cup holder so my shit can get sticky, or possibly on my seat. I got white seats. So you ain't can't take 2 seconds to just wipe the motherfucker. You going to hand me here you go. You don't see anything wrong with that? It's got drink all on the side of it. It's good. You just been doing it all day, so it's just cool. Shit, man. Wipe that mug, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just a simple wham, napkin, hand it to me. Shit. Sorry, man. But that's lazy, man. Just wipe that mug. All right, that's all I got. Sorry. They trying to trigger.
I have something, a thought about baseball. I think I'd much rather be the Miami Marlins, who went to the World Series twice, their first 2 times, and won it, and then go to the playoffs again, like forever, to last year. And they didn't win it, but they went twice and they won it twice. Than the Atlanta Braves, who went to the playoffs like 15 straight years, or won the division 14 straight years and never won the World Series in that span. They won it before. I'd rather be the team that goes twice and wins it twice than goes 15 times and doesn't win it.
I think that's a great debate because me and 16 talk about this all the time. Like, would you rather be the Houston Rockets, where you got your 2, you haven't been that really close since then, or do you want to be I don't know,
anyone LeBron's up with?
Or if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you're in the playoffs every year, but you're not winning shit. Like somebody's always in your way. Like, it's a very interesting debate, and depending on who your sports teams are, you might only have one opinion on one side of it.
The Hawks were just like that too. They made it to the playoffs 10 straight years, but they never came close, except that one year where they got swept by the Cavs in the Eastern Finals. But I'd rather win it.
That was a good one. From
a good one.
Zino.
That was a good one. Yeah, for his first try.
He nailed it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go next. COVID really got me fucked up with this whole booster shot thing. You mean to tell me I took 2 shots and that I still might have to take another one after a year? Y'all got me hella fucked up on that shit. Like, I need everybody to go ahead, get vaccinated. Let's get done with this so nobody has to go take a booster shot, okay? Like, nobody likes getting a needle stuck in their arm. Not to mention, this ain't no regular flu shot. Like, everybody's arm's been sore multiple days from this one. People been getting, not feeling well from the second one. Like, can y'all please go get vaccinated and end this? Yeah, like, Pfizer talking about a damn booster shot? Like, y'all really expect all these millions of people who have gone probably once or twice to get the first dose and the second dose? Y'all expect them to go get a damn booster shot after this? Come on, man.
It was all part of the plan. I'm gonna just say that. From the beginning, I think I said it on the show. Like, it's gonna become an annual thing, like the flu. There's COVID shots and there's flu shots now. Flu shots.
The booster shot just really triggered me, man, because I just got my second dose, man, and like, I'm feeling strong, mask off, raw dog in the air. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Once everybody gets vaccinated, right back. And booster shot, like,
it's gonna be an annual thing. You have to get an annual COVID shot, like you have to get a flu shot.
Speaking of raw dog in the air, Georgia is a strange place. Like, no one, you wouldn't think COVID exists in this place. So I got the Johnson & Johnson, so it's 1 shot. This past weekend was my first time going to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Battery.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
This is my first time going to like the Battery, like properly, since all of this started. And I went to PBR, professional bull riding. And not a mask in sight, not a care in the world. Everyone's just like it's spring break in Miami, you know. And I was just like, man, you would never think anything was going on here. And the thing is, I've been seeing Instagram stories about it all since this whole thing started. People are still going out there like, don't tread on me. So, I don't think people are going to care about the booster shots over here in Georgia. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing because they've already been raw dogging the air.
Apparently, I think it's like only 21% of the population of Georgia has actually gotten at least one dose, and they're shutting down 7 of the mass vaccination sites like in a week.
Yeah.
Like,
not to get too political, but do you think it would help if the former president came out and said, "Hey guys, let's all get vaccinated and do this thing, America"?
Well, my rebuttal is he should have did it in office. But yes, would it help? Absolutely. Because the numbers, based on this news report that I heard about Georgia specifically, it is actually not minorities that are now hesitant to get the shot. It's actually rural white folk.
Yeah.
And that's just from the stories. So that's not me pulling the race card. That's literally what the numbers are telling us.
Yeah, it's demographics and polls. Who hasn't done
it's
the random
Khujeaux.
thing?
Oh yeah, it's on me. I saw something and it's just been eating at me. It's been bothering me since I saw it. And I think it's probably going to be one of those things that's living rent free in my head for a very long time. The meme went something like, "It's hard to believe that we don't live in a simulation when I've never seen any of my neighbors bringing in groceries." And I had to think about it. I've never seen any of my neighbors bringing in groceries. Ever. I mean, like, okay, now I live in a house, and like, you know, everybody has garages and, you know, whatever. I don't expect to, but I thought back to every apartment that I've stayed at. Not that I would remember every single time, but I just want to at least remember one instance where I saw one of my neighbors. I was like, "Oh, what's up, man? You know, whatever, how?" And he was bringing in, and they were bringing in groceries. I cannot think of one time where I've seen another human being carrying groceries from their car to their house, or just holding grocery bags outside of the grocery store.
I haven't seen it in my current residence. I have seen it once when I was living in Virginia. So it's possible that they also were in the simulation.
I was about to say that was a glitch.
Or
Damn you, Khujeaux.
or they did it in order to make me think everything's okay.
There you go.
Yeah. I started tweaking. I took the red pill.
This, man.
You saw that cat walk by twice is what happened.
Yeah.
I'm about to be looking for that now, man. Now that is random right there. But
that's what I'm saying. Like Khujeaux, you know, it's literally a random thought.
But
that's a great point.
He's like, I don't know what I got. And then he just wins the game like every week.
There's 4 of us on this panel right now. One person said they saw it one time.
So
you got me. I feel like I'm the only person that brings in groceries from the grocery store.
What is everybody out there eating?
So Easy at M16, I think you might have seen it since we're Facebook friends. But Khujeaux, speaking of this whole what's it called? Simulation theory.
Yeah.
Yesterday I took an afternoon nap because of course I do.
Yeah.
So of course I did. So I had a dream, and I didn't put the full thing on Facebook because it was easier to just compress it. But basically, it boiled down to there was a wedding at my house. Like I knew it was my house, but the house seems bigger than any house I've ever owned before.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was my house. There's a wedding there. We were hosting it, and the guest was like a who's who of like different people. And I remember running to go find the groom because he was like late or somewhere. And then I ran into like this group, and this one taller guy, it wasn't Shaq, but a taller guy like picked me up, like, "Hey," he didn't say my name. He didn't say my name, but it was like, "Hey, a long time." And then in that group was Future, the rapper. Mm-hmm. It was and like there were a couple of actors too. I don't believe it was Gary Coleman. It was a short actor. Could have been Kevin Hart. But there were like a bunch of people. But we were like all conversing, and we all knew each other. And I never once felt out of place. And when I woke up and I thought about it, I was like, why why do I know Future? why didn't this bug me? You know, and I put it on Facebook, and someone commented #simulation theory. So,
but that's the cool thing. Like, dreams have meanings behind it.
Yeah.
So all those different people that were in your dream, they have some affiliation to you. Like, you know, whether you listen to their music or you watch the TV show.
Possibly, or it could be what I said in the post, which is that sometimes it feels like my dreams are someone else's reality. Like someone else lived that. Someone ran into those guys.
I was reading something, and it might have been Business Insider or some of those kind of sites, and it was a famous physicist had come out and said that his new theory was that dreams are our visions of us in other dimensions. And it got me thinking, why the fuck didn't I get into physics and just make up bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, that's just one of them jobs where you could just throw random shit out with there's no evidence. You just wake up one day and be like, I just had a dream about me at a wedding with Future and Shaq. I bet that was me in another dimension.
But most science,
write a book.
Most science isn't evidence-based, it's theory-based. Yeah. And then you do the test and all that stuff. And then maybe you might get a proper answer and say, yeah, okay, now there's evidence. But most science is always theoretical.
It's always theoretical.
Yeah. And then you get paid to do it as a physicist.
They get paid so much. All these government grants to study what? Dreams?
So let's do something not hypothetical, and that's Zino, man. Since we came to the end here of the show, if you just please let everybody know about your pod, where they can find you and everything. I'm gonna drop all that in here as well and on the screen, but please let us know.
So I didn't dream this. I actually did start a podcast with my friend Zeus. It's called ZZ Talk with Zino and Zeus.
Sorry that the Falcons are about to trade Julio, Zeus.
You know what? We will skip that. We also the YouTube channel is called ZZ Talk, ZZ-Talk. The podcast is called the ZZ Talk Podcast. When you search that, you might also find a podcast also named ZZ Talk with a father and son duo. That's not us.
Yeah, I was just looking for it, and I'm like, these white guys are definitely
that's not us. You'll see our names. It's Zino Adomi and Jesus Benavides. That's what's going to show up in there. We are on Spotify, Pandora, Apple, Google Podcasts, the works. Yeah, so just search it. You might find us. Khujeaux, let me know if you actually do find it at some point. Yeah, so yeah, it's a show of two guys who talk about any and everything, including sports, entertainment, and a heavy dose of politics. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I say that all the time. So that's the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, we have all that info in there, and I just want to say, Zino, you fit right in with our nonsense. Definitely enjoyed having you on Bring a Friend Night, and yeah, man, it was great, man.
Zino,
this won't be the last time you come on this version of the show.
Yeah, Zino, you can at least say I was trying to be a good friend and give you a preface and a warning.
Preface and a warning for
Julio potentially getting traded, man. I've been trying to warn y'all for like a year now, man.
He just deflected that he don't want to go that route. He's like, I'm not
asking for a conversation on it because I know how he feels about the subject. But you cannot say that your friend did not warn you about it.
I mean, it's been in the pipeline, and since we have brought it up, I did say last year, it was probably like one of our very early episodes of the show. I think it was maybe week 4 of the season. I said that I actually wouldn't be against a Julio trade at that point in the season because I felt like Julio had injury problems. But at that point in the season, his name was still Julio Jones, to where we could have gotten something really big from a trade for him. I don't think a trade of Julio Jones would pull in as much of a, haul as it normally would right now. I'm hoping. I feel like it's almost definite that he's going to be traded now that it's gotten out there so much and it's been so. It's like wide speculation, even on like ESPN now. So it sucks. I would have hoped he would retire a Falcon or something, but if nothing else, hopefully he goes somewhere and wins a ring with whatever team he goes to. So
we know where he ain't getting one at. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Just tossing that out there.
But yeah, guys, thanks for having me on. I really had fun.
Pleasure, sir. Pleasure.
On today's show.
Come back.
Yep.
Yes, please come back. Bring Zeus with you next time. What's up, Zeus? But yeah, this is a good one. And we're just going to wave to the camera and say we appreciate y'all. Check us out. Follow us on Instagram at itstheradioshow. You got Khujeaux at Your Snack Plug. Which other one did I miss? At Khujeaux. He got it right there on the screen. Check out ZZ Talk.
He's so cool.
Check out whatever Easy does. Yeah. Yes. We appreciate y'all. And yeah, we'll do it again next week.
Let's go.
Later.
Speaking of out on the yard, apparently the CDC announced today that vaccinated people can go outside without wearing a mask. And this Instagram page that I follow that's about Atlanta and things going on, they were like, oh, y'all are just now doing that outside of Atlanta? We've been doing that for about a year now. And I was like, damn, they right.
Yeah. Swab down here.
Right.
I was on the Beltline St. Patty's weekend and like, it wasn't a mask in sight outside.
Yeah. Well,
matter of fact, there was a bar
raw
like
dog in the air.